It was just supposed to be another quiet night. The kind of shift where you sipped bad coffee and listened to static on the radio and count down the minutes until dawn. Shenandoah National Park is beautiful, but at night it becomes something else entirely. The forest seems to breathe. It moves and hums and whispers in ways that make you feel small, like a guest in something ancient's home. I've been a park ranger here for 6 years, and I've learned that the woods have moods. You can feel them, and the way the wind carries, and the rhythm of the birds. That night the woods were not calm. They were silent. Not peaceful silence, predatory silence. The kind that presses against your ears and makes you afraid to even breathe too loud. It was late October. The air carried that damp, earthly smell of decaying leaves and distant rain. Fog rolled down the mountains like slow-moving smoke, so thick that you couldn't see 5 feet ahead. The only light came from my flashlight beam, a narrow column of pale yellow cutting through the mist. My patrol was the Hollow Trail sector, a stretch of forest that had been closed for years after a landslide. Officially, the terrain was unstable. Unofficially, it had a reputation. Locals said you could hear voices out there after dark. Not echoes, not the wind, but actual voices. Rangers before me had reported strange things too. Their compasses spinning out, flashlights dying all at once, and that deep vibrating hum that seemed to come from nowhere. We laughed about it, of course. Around the campfire it was just a running joke. The Hollow is hungry tonight. But when you're actually out there alone, the laughter doesn't come as easy. That night, I was alone. My partner Ryan had taken the lower valley route, and I was assigned to check the ridge and make sure no one had crossed into the restricted zone. I radioed dispatch and told them I was heading up Hollow Trail and set off. As I walked, I noticed something strange. The fog seemed to move against the wind. It would roll one direction and then shift, like it was reacting to me. The forest grew quiet, unnaturally so. No insects, no owls, just that heavy, pressing silence. And then came the hum. It started faint, like the low vibration of a generator far away. I thought maybe it was construction equipment from the highway below, but it wasn't steady. It pulsed, slow and rhythmic, like breathing. And as it grew louder, I felt it in my chest. Not hearing it, but feeling it. I called out, "Hello? Park ranger, anyone out here?" Nothing. The sound stopped. For a moment, I thought I imagined it, until I saw movement in the fog. A shape, tall and thin, crossing the trail about 20 yards ahead. My heart skipped. I swung my flashlight in that direction, but the beam hit nothing but mist. I stood there for a long moment, thinking. Then, from deep in the fog, the hum returned, louder this time. I couldn't tell where it came from. It was like the entire forest was singing in a low, endless tone. My radio crackled, just static at first, and then a faint voice. "Ranger Miles, are you there?" It was dispatch, but her voice sounded off, slower, warped. "Get back to the station, now." "Say again?" I asked, pressing the button. It was static. Then something else came through, a whisper, too quiet to make out, but I swear it said my name. I froze, and then I saw it. The fire tower, the one at the top of Hollow Ridge, rising out of the fog like a black skeleton. The hum seemed to pulse from it, deep and resonant. I stepped closer, shining my light up its frame. The metal beams creaked softly, shifting in the fog, and at the base of the tower, something was standing there. It was tall, maybe 7, 8 feet, lanky, its skin pale and smooth, almost translucent, like it was carved from candle wax. Its limbs were long, too long. Its head tilted slowly towards me, as if it was curious. I wanted to shout, to move, to do something, but I couldn't. My muscles locked up. The hum grew so loud that it rattled my teeth. Then suddenly it turned, glided back into the fog. No footsteps, no sound, just gone. I backed away trembling. Then my radio burst to life again, but this time it wasn't dispatch, it was my own voice. "Park Ranger, hello, you okay out there?" The same words that I had spoken minutes earlier. I dropped the radio. The forest around me came alive, snapping twigs, the crunch of leaves, something circling in the fog. I could see shapes moving, not one, but several. Thin, human-like figures weaving between the trees, their skin glowing faintly in the flashlight beam. The hum deepened, shaking the ground. I ran. Branches tore at my jacket, fog burning in my lungs. My flashlight flickered wildly. Every time it blinked, I saw them, closer, too close. Their movements didn't match human speed. They seemed to stretch, blink, fold through space, like their bodies didn't obey the same rules as mine. When I finally saw the ranger station lights cutting through the fog, I sprinted, like my life depended on it, because it did. I burst through the door and slammed it shut, locked it twice, and then fell to my knees. Ryan looked at me, pale as a ghost. "Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for over an hour." "What?" I said. "I just left 20 minutes ago." He shook his head. "Miles, you left the station at 1:30. It's almost 4. My hands shook. I looked down at my radio. It was dead. The batteries had been drained completely. Later, when we checked the tower's sensors, the data didn't make sense. The movement logs showed activity at multiple points on the ridge, all at once. The timestamps overlapped. It was like there were 6 people moving through the same space at the same time. A few days later, a maintenance team clearing debris near the landslide found something buried under the soil. An old ranger badge, corroded and half-eaten by rust. The name was gone, but the date was still visible. 1941. That caught everyone's attention, because 1941 was the year that the McAllister search party vanished. A group of rangers sent to investigate lights seen over Hollow Trail. None of them were ever found. Their last radio transmission was a single line, and it said, "We can hear it humming again." I should have turned that badge in for evidence, but I didn't. Something about it felt personal, so I kept it in my desk drawer. A week later, I woke up around 3 a.m. The fog outside was so thick that I could barely see the porch light. The air was still, and then, there it was, the hum, low, steady, vibrating through the walls. I got up, heart pounding, and followed the sound to my desk. The badge was rattling. I don't remember falling asleep again that night, but when I woke up, the badge was gone, and the drawer was still locked. 2 weeks later, a hiker was reported missing near Hollow Trail. The search team found his phone in the dirt, camera still recording. The last thing that it captured was fog, and a faint humanoid silhouette moving behind the trees. Since then, we've stopped patrols near that area. On paper, the terrain is too dangerous, but the real reason, everyone knows better. When the fog comes down the ridge, when the woods go quiet, when that deep, low hum starts vibrating in your chest, you don't go looking for it, because whatever's out there, whatever's been there since 1941, it is still waiting, and it remembers the ones who answered.